Israel has said that its forces attacked Hamas gunmen inside the Islamists' vast tunnel network beneath Gaza after Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu earlier today dismissed calls for a halt to fighting to ease humanitarian crisis. My colleague Caroline Malone is in Washington, D.C. She gives us more on this and other stories making headlines around the world. Caroline, it's over to you now.
Well, thank you, Tanvi. The Israel Defense Forces struck approximately 300 Hamas targets, including anti-tank missile and rocket launch posts, as well as military compounds inside underground tunnels in Gaza. Hamas militants responded with anti-tank missiles and machine gun fire. Meanwhile, Israel continues its crackdown on the leaders of Hamas, destroying the family home of an exiled commander in the occupied West Bank. Since the Hamas attack on October 7th, Israel has made hundreds of arrests and conducted raids, resulting in clashes in the West Bank and the death of at least 121 Palestinians. The Israel Defense Forces say that in the last few hours, troops have also engaged in fierce battles against Hamas terrorists deep in the Gaza Strip. The military says ground and air forces hit several Hamas positions and anti-tank guided missile squads and killed dozens of Hamas fighters. DD India's Amrit Pal Singh sent us this report from Jerusalem.
As Israel's military campaign inside Gaza intensifies, the Israeli Defense Forces say their troops are engaged in ferocious battles in close combat with the Hamas terrorists. Hamas, meanwhile, says that it has caused a significant loss to Israeli side, resulting in many casualties. Israel hasn't released the number of its own soldiers, the casualty numbers of its own soldiers, but it says it's killed dozens of Hamas guerrillas and seized a cache of weapons and caused considerable damage to their anti-tank missile launch posts and other operational bases. Even as all this is on, the civilian count of casualties keeps going up. It is now reaching close to about 8,500 dead and more than 22,000 injured. While the conflict poses a real threat of widening as Iran's Quds Corps chief is said to be in Lebanon and in close coordination with Hezbollah's chief Hassan Nasrallah. Hezbollah in the recent days has stepped up missile attacks and rocket attacks inside the Israeli territory on the border with Lebanon. Meanwhile, the southern Israeli city of Alat was struck today by a missile, though it was intercepted by the Arrow defense systems. This missile is said to have been launched from the Red Sea area, possibly by the Houthis of Yemen. If this conflict widens, it means really bad news for the whole region and has the potential to destabilize West Asia. With cameraman SP Dubey, this is Amrit Pal Singh for DD India in Jerusalem.